What's up guys, Devil Dog Gamer here, and we are taking a early look at Battlefield 6 Season 2. I want to thank DICE for letting me in early and trying it out. No, this is not sponsored. I'm going to give you guys my impressions of what I think of Season 2. Battlefield 6 Season 2 will drop on February 17th with one new map called Contaminated, which you're seeing now. It'll also drop with 3 new weapons, including the GRT CPS, which is a nice little designated marksman rifle, the VCR2, which is a cool little bullpup assault rifle, and the M121A2, which is a familiar LMG. Also be getting the Igla to be able to take out some choppers, and a new gadget which I couldn't find or wasn't in this build for some reason. The biggest win for Season 2 is we are getting the Little Bird, and we're getting an armed little scout chopper. It's something Battlefield 6 has sorely missed, and this thing is OP and it's going to get its own dedicated video. The map itself, Contaminated, is interesting. It's, to a lot of your disappointment, not that big, but there is a lot of verticality to it. There are tunnels, there's an underground area, there's a mountainside, there's some cool little trenches to fight in. It felt okay. It's not the size that we've been looking for map-wise, but the gameplay on it felt okay, but very claustrophobic at times. But there was some verticality to it thanks to the tunnels and the mountains. There's also new little map conditions where, when Contaminated, there will be gas. You'll actually have to put on your gas mask. If you've ever played Battlefield 1, it's very reminiscent of that. Supposedly, it'll cause you to hallucinate. I never really got that, you know, that gameplay loop or anything from it. From there, you know, it just kills your sight line, makes it kind of hard to fight, and of course, certain areas pops up. And, you know, it makes it a very difficult fight. It's just a different little map condition. I personally don't really enjoy it. I could see some people liking it if you're a big fan of Battlefield 1, but the gas, I could take it or leave it. On March 17th, the next part of Season 2 is going to hit, which is called Nightfall, which is going to have a limited time nighttime event, I'm guessing, along with a new map called Hagenthal Base, which is going to be the second and only, there's only 2 maps for Season 2, which is kind of disappointing, and I'm hoping it's a little bit bigger. Then, of course, we're going to get a motorcycle and both variants of the Scorpion. Then on April 14th, we're getting another little update, Hunter and Prey, which adds Operation Augur, which just seems just like a limited time mode, doesn't seem like a map. New battle pass, some portal updates, the LTV, and a machete. After playing the map and Contaminated for a little bit, messing around with the new guns, you know, I really am not too stoked for Season 2. I think the Little Bird is probably going to get me to play a little bit because it is absolutely amazing. Flies really well. It's very, very deadly. You know, but the map sizes, again, are a big problem. I wouldn't necessarily say that Contaminated is a bad map. I think it would be better if it was larger. The layout is okay, the gameplay on it is okay, but it's nothing like Knock Your Socks Off, Firestorm, you know, Canals, any of that stuff. The new weapons themselves, the GRT's okay. There's nothing super standoutish about it. The VCR2 is controllable, but there are better assault rifles that you can use in it. So I don't see people taking this and making it like a meta gun. And the M121 is just an MG5, MG4. It's okay. It's nothing really cool. It just seems like almost like a reskin of another gun. I think one of the most surprising things for me is there's really nothing in Season 2 for RedSec. There is some limited time modes that are probably going to be using the gas, but there's no solo queue. There's no new weapons grind or anything like that. It seems like a huge missed opportunity with RedSec because RedSec really needs some love. It had some momentum there for a hot minute and it really needed some love. And I understand, you know, from working in game development that a lot of this in Season 2 was probably already in the works when the game launched. And maybe 1 or 2 things was pushed because of community feedback, like the Little Bird getting pushed up. So, you know, I'm not surprised we're only getting 2 maps, and then, you know, one of them is kind of small. You know, they're probably already working on Season 4 and 5 and Battlefield 7 right now, too. I think it's going to take a little while for them to catch up to what we've been wanting with these bigger maps, better guns, things like that. But if we're only going to get 3, 4, 5 weapons and 2 maps, every single season and maybe 1 or 2 new vehicles, you know, I think we're going to need a little more. We're going to need, content is always king, and I think we're going to need some more, and we're going to have to kind of jam stuff in there to make these seasons worth coming back to play. Another disappointment to me too was it didn't seem like there was any customization to any of the jets. You know, not being able to change loadouts, change your weapons, you know, bombs, TV guided bombs, you know, JDAMs, anything like that. I think that's another really big missed opportunity that Battlefield 3 and Battlefield 4 did. And, you know, Battlefield 6 desperately needs. These jets could use some love. I know a lot of people don't like jets, but, you know, we could get them onto the Battlefield 4 level for sure. I think it will be nice to have some new stuff to play with Battlefield 6, even though it's not everything that we wanted. You know, I don't see this carrying content for months for me or anything like that. Maybe a week, if that, especially with no real additions to RedSec. And the guns themselves being not that great, you know, the grind is long. Contaminated, like I said, is an okay map. It's pretty, for sure, and the verticality makes it interesting to play, but I wouldn't say it ranks in a top 20 for Battlefield maps from the series. I feel that a lot of people might be kind of carrying this sentiment when it comes to what we're getting with Season 2. I think one of the biggest things that would probably, you know, bring everybody back is pick 5 maps from Battlefield 2, 3, and 4 and add them into Season 3. And just do like a nostalgia along with weapons from, you know, Battlefield 3, Battlefield 4. Just do like a nostalgia drop, but updated for Battlefield 6. I'm really hoping this turns around and, you know, Season 2 might be a little eye-opening for everybody over at DICE, because this, you know, Battlefield 6, it's a good game. It's a good multiplayer game. Like, don't get me wrong. You know, we all enjoyed it. We all played it. We all had a lot of fun with it. And then, you know, the content became kind of stale. And, you know, we moved on to other things. They have a chance to really get Battlefield 6 moving again, especially with the RedSec, because everyone's kind of tired of Warzone, and RedSec was something different and interesting. There's a lot that could be done with the RedSec, especially solo queues. Majority of gamers play by themselves. Solo queues would go a very, very long way. And then just simple things like adding old maps, increasing the amount of guns that are in seasons. You know, more content. Just stack more content into these seasons. And I think we could probably turn this around and get Battlefield back in the direction it needs to go. But again, 2 maps a season, I don't think that's going to cut it. And especially if they're going to continue being this size. We need something substantial. We need more Firestorms. We need more, you know, Battlefield 3, Battlefield 4 size maps. But I want to know what you guys think after seeing this, you know, after hearing what I have to say. What do you think about Battlefield Season 2? Are you guys going to play it? Are you excited? What do you think Battlefield needs to do next for Season 3 to get you interested in it? I'm curious to see your comments. All right, boys, talk to you later. Peace.